Hello everybody, welcome to Story Time. Don't know if you were listening to Tot's music this week, but I said that today's story was about some of the animals that we were singing about in Tot's music, some woodland creatures. And today's story is called Deep in the Forest. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Deep in the forest, the animals were preparing for winter. Well, as the red and orange and yellow leaves floated to the ground, the animals gathered them together to line their winter beds. As the acorns and the beech nuts and the conkers fell to the ground, the animals gathered them together to store for the long winter ahead. And as the rowan berries and the brambles and the rose hips all ripened, the animals gathered them together to make sure that they had plenty to eat so that they were fat and ready to get them through the long winter ahead. The fox, the squirrel, the hedgehog, the rabbit, the mouse, the badger, the mole, the owl, all worked hard to be ready for the winter. As the nights drew in, the animals hurried on with their preparation, and soon it was all done. Winter could come, and the animals of the forest were ready. Now, also living in that forest was a bear. A great big brown bear. The bear lived deep, deep, deep in the forest. Deep, deep, deep in a cave. None of the other animals of the forest ever ventured near the bear's cave, as they were scared of the bear. If this big bear saw them, would he chase them? Would he catch them? Would he eat them? Better safe than sorry, the animals of the forest thought, and they kept well away from the bear. And so, as the days became shorter, the cold winds blew and the ground became hard with frost. The animals huddled in their cosy homes, all set for winter. But then one morning the wind began to blow and blow, and leaves left on the trees fell to the ground, twisting and dancing as they went. All the conkers and acorns left on the trees fell to the ground, thump, 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 as they fell. All the berries left on the bushes fell to the ground, plipping and plopping as they fell. And as the wind got stronger, the rain began to fall. Fox's home in the trunk of the old tree shook and rattled as the wind blew. Squirrel's home high up in the old oak tree shook and rattled as the wind blew. Owl's cosy nest shook and rattled as the wind blew. Mouse's little nest in the roots of the tree shook and rattled as the wind blew. Hedgehogs and badgers home in their dens under the tree shook and rattled as the wind blew. And rabbit and mole's homes deep underground shook and rattled as the wind blew. And then the rain started to fall. And it started to fill rabbit and mole's wee home, then hedgehog and badgers, then mouse and squirrels and foxes' wee homes. Only Owl's nest high up in the tree was safe from the rain. Owl watched as all his friends began to run out of their wee homes. And then as the storm built up and the wind blew and the rain fell, there was a loud rumble of thunder, and then a great flash of lightning struck the tree. Even Owl had to take to his wings to escape. The animals all hurried away from the tree, getting deeper and deeper into the forest, and as they ran, a loud crash echoed through the forest as their home crashed to the ground. The animals huddled together, not knowing what they were going to do. Owl swooped high above them, in and out of the swaying trees. He realised he needed to find his friends a safe place in the forest to escape the storm. And then he had an idea. The cave. The cave deep, deep up in the forest. The cave up ahead where the bear lived. Perhaps they could all sneak quietly in while the bear slept. Owl landed on a tree close to the scared animals and told them his plan. "Was this a good idea?" asked Fox. "What if the bear woke up?" asked Hedgehog. But just then there was another crash, and the tree that Owl had perched on came crashing to the ground. That was enough to set the animals off. With Owl swooping above, the scared and shivering animals set off deeper and deeper into the forest. And then it was there. A great dark cave was ahead. They all crept up and stopped. And they listened. A deep snore sound came from deep within. The bear was asleep. "We will all go in," said Owl, quietly. And so they all tiptoed in, without a squeak, a grunt, or a bark. The bear's snores got louder and louder the deeper they went into the cave. And suddenly the snoring stopped. The animals stopped. The cave was silent. Two large eyes opened and looked at the shivering animals. A large black nose sniffed in the air, and then some great big sharp teeth appeared as the bear opened his mouth. The animals were all so scared, but just then Owl swooped in and landed beside the bear. "Take care," called Fox. "Watch out," said Rabbit. "Run," called Badger. But Owl did not move, and the great big bear stood up to his full height, raised his enormous paws in the air and yawned. "Hello, Owl," growled the bear. "Is it springtime already?" "Oh no," hooted Owl, and he told the great bear what had happened. The forest animals could not believe what they were seeing. Was this the fierce bear they had all been so afraid of? Well, as it happened, the owl and the bear were old friends, and the bear was delighted to have them visit. "No one ever comes to visit me," said the bear. "Come in and let me find you something tasty to eat." And before they knew it, the animals of the forest were sitting down to an amazing feast. And when they were all full, the bear made sure everyone had a cosy place to sleep. Once the storm had passed, the bear helped the animals find a new home in the forest. And from that day to this, the bear and all the forest animals have been friends. I hope you enjoyed our story today. I'll be back next week for maybe some stories about pumpkins. I hope you can join me then. Bye-bye for now.